The number one reason I believe that it matters is because as we read about the shepherd today, I love focusing on the shepherd. That's a beautiful picture. We have to focus on that shepherd, Jesus Christ, the good shepherd. However, the last two lines that he said, but there's a thief, and it said that thief comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And I watch people, I mean, countless numbers of people in my life, um, not just physically be killed or stole from or destroyed, but spiritually. And I saw it start with like self-esteem being stolen, their pride in being human being stolen, their joy in being a child, their childhood being stolen by different things that went on in life. And so when that thief comes, who is we know is Satan, he comes and he starts to steal your self-esteem, your pride, your joy, your childhood. The next thing that it goes to is your destiny in life. It goes to your purpose in life. It just bleeds on into all the larger areas of your life until you watch a whole person be destroyed one day. And then, the last thing I want to do is be talking about, yeah, I see you at Kairos, if anybody knows that mean. That's a prison ministry. And that's the last thing I want to see these kids end up or grave. And so ultimately we have to be the ones to be the Christ. He said, but I come to give life and life more abundant. He said, I come to give life. He wants it to be rich. He wants it to be full and he wants to be satisfying. That's what Jesus came to do. And I can see Jesus do that in like a lot of kids' lives. Some of you may know one of my mentees from a while ago. His one was named Michael McGee. He played football at Oxford. He grew up in Riverside, and I was able to really be blessed to have this kid since he was about 8 years old, and I would just kinda sit with him and talk with him, and he was kinda quiet, but one day he came to me, and it was almost this frantic, like, in his face, and I was just like, "What's going on?" And he had been watching TV, and I know some of you all might remember the situation that happened in, Ferguson, Missouri, where a police ended up shooting a guy. And Mike just had this like, what can you do about that? And I mean, the media blows things way up. We don't know what happened in that situation. That's not for us to judge. That's for the Lord. However, he was just really terrified almost in seeing that. And he said, so what can you do about that? Because all he saw was that he looked like the guy that got shot or whatever. And I said, well, number one, you pray. But the biggest thing that you can do if you feel like some injustice happened, I said, infiltrate that system, become a law enforcement officer, and you can encourage your brothers in law enforcement. Hey, let's be good people. Let's be reasonable. Let's not make rash decisions and stuff like that. And little did I know that one day he would become a law enforcement officer right here in Oxford, Mississippi. He became a police officer. And the next thing I know, he was a state trooper. And believe it or not, right now he is on security detail for Donald J. Trump. He is a Secret Service agent born in Riverside.